Donald Trump.
He had a hell of a week, man. The 495 we talked about got cut down to 170. The next day, his Truth Social ticker went public. I think they had a SPAC merger. He owns 80 million shares?
Yep.
80 million shares. Based on where it opened at, his worth is 6.2 billion. Right? So
I know he's waiting for that 90-day lockup period to expire so fast.
Well, they got him on a longer than 90 days, so he got the 6-month lockup. So he can't trade or loan or try to have a loan against the shares. So he got to wait 6 months. So that brings him to October, right before the election. Which is, but that's the thing.
Or if Biden finds a way to let him exit early, Trump may not even want to run.
$6 billion.
Let me get my little $3.5 billion. Biden, you can have the office. I'll go right back to Mar-a-Lago. Cool.
He got to run now. If he wins, that actually is going to be worth something. Like the meme. It's all right. So his thing is a meme stock now, right? It's officially a meme stock.
By definition, it's a meme stock in the sense that it's not trading off of any technicals or fundamentals. Yeah. It's just moving on sentiment. So what people think or how people feel about pretty much him, right? Because if you think about it's a social media app. I'm not on it. I don't know if any of you guys are on it, but how do you generate revenue on social media apps? Majority of times it's advertising. And we haven't seen any, I haven't been on to see if there's any advertising. I don't know who's spending the money, but to have a valuation this high was something that it was created 2 years ago, maybe not even.
I'm flying it around. Yep.
And what also makes it is that, and this is important about memes, and I think you always talk about it, being Ponzi schemes, right? They're not bad until people start wanting their money and the value goes down. On the way up, people are going to make money. And so this is kind of like the definition of that meme. Yeah, it's trading at one price now, but that doesn't mean it can't go higher. And maybe it will. And if the population that is enamored with his presence, his lead starts to pulling up a little bit higher in this presidential election, his popularity starts to decrease even more news breaks out, you could start to see that ticker start to move up. Now, based on fundamentals and technicals, should it? Probably not.
Probably not.
What qualifies it as a meme?
The interesting thing is, could he run his campaign donations through the social media site? Like donate here as a way to drive revenue? Because if so, I don't want to give him an idea, but if his base contributes to that and now you can solidify the revenue and he gets hot at the right time and could win, and maybe if he does a debate through that platform, he could work some magic.
Trump's a hustler. He can find a way to figure some things out and make some money. And he has celebrity. This is why it always says, like, people always say, like, I'd rather be rich than famous. That's not always entirely the best way to go about it. Because if you're rich and you have no fame, if you lose your money, all you have is your relationships and your information. Hopefully you get it back. But if you're famous and you're rich and you lose your money, you still have your fame.
That can open doors.
And depending on how famous you are, that fame is going to carry you through. Mike Tyson, he's about to make $50 million for fighting. He's 50 years old, 55
57.
years old.
Yep. Crazy.
That's because he's famous.
Yes.
Not because he could be a skilled fighter and nobody knows who he is. He's not making $57 million. So in some cases, fame actually is more valuable than money. Yeah. And Donald Trump is a perfect example of that. No matter what, he falls down, he gets knocked out, he gets sued for $400 million. You think it's over, and his name is big enough, and he has enough of a following to make himself. He literally just made himself a billionaire over again. They got as much followers as fan base. Shout out to Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, they went over 600,000. Shout out to Isaac.
So if they have, how many followers does Truth have? In the event that they have that, why isn't Isaac Hayes a billionaire? Because Donald Trump's name is Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
So he literally just made himself $6 billion out of thin air. A social media platform that I've never met one person in life that was ever championed Truth Social. I don't know anybody that's on Truth Social. I've never seen anything get reposted from Truth Social. I've never seen anything on Truth Social other than articles and news about Truth Social because Donald Trump was attached to it.
So there's an argument saying that the legit followers are in that 500 to 6, but they're saying that there's 5 million. There's 5 million. That's a big difference. But they don't know how many of them are legit. So we don't know.
All right. Well, even 5 million, that's still not a lot in relative to him having a $6 billion valuation for 5 million people. They got,
TikTok has 2 billion.
Look at it from this standpoint. He has 5 million people on his platform, right? Logan Paul probably has 100 million followers.
Right.
Kai Cenat, how many followers does Kai Cenat have just on Instagram alone? Right?
Yep.
Kim Kardashian has 100 million followers.
Yeah.
So
he has 9 million. Kai has 9.9.
Kai got 9 million followers just on Instagram, let alone YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. And he probably has an aggregate of over 50 million followers.
Yeah.
So I think I have to say that's a business lesson in branding and keeping yourself relevant. If all else fails, keep your name popping.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, he has 626 million. He's
what? Well, that's deserved.
The most followed person on Instagram.
Keep your name popping,
and
anything can happen.
It can open.
What is the segment? What are like 5 ways to keep your brand relevant and top of mind?
Oh man, actually, you got to. So this is a tricky thing, right? Because it's like you're gonna have to do things that you probably morally like. You got to do outlandish things to stay relevant over the course of time. 50 Cent's a great example of this. So remember at some point in time, 50 Cent they counted him out musically.
Yeah, it was over.
Then he came back with power and he reinvented himself. But in between that, he's never been afraid to do a variety of different things publicly that probably most people wouldn't feel comfortable doing.
Yeah.
But if you read The Art of War or 48 Laws of Power, that's part of it. You gotta do things that keep your name relevant.
I was going to reference what our last guest on Blackout said about 48 Powers.
Dame Dash?
Yeah. But we could
shout out to another thing that you have to do.
Can I touch on the outlandish thing? Because it honestly, we could have stayed with Trump, right? When you think about what he's done. We talked about the sneakers last month. You see what he released this month?
The Bible.
He's selling Bibles for $60.
And he don't even read the Bible for $60.
So inside the Bible, it has copies of the nation's founding documents, but it also has lyrics to "God Bless America," "God Bless the USA" inside of it, and he's selling for $60. So it's just a series of just he's not going to do that. He can't do that.
But then it's also a thing. I mean, even for us, right? That's something that we've had to keep our name relevant. So it's like, okay, we do a world tour. Nobody's ever thinking about doing a world tour, right? That's news. That's way to stay relevant within the culture. We do Invest Fest, right? That's a way to stay relevant within the culture. We create a financial curriculum for high schools and pilot it in the Bronx. That's newsworthy. That's a way to stay relevant. We have Donald Trump come to this year's Invest Fest. Breaking news alert!
Hold on. I hear steps coming down. Somebody's coming down the steps.
If y'all think DT is it would be a good keynote for Invest Fest this year, put in chat. Let me just check the temperature real quick. But if y'all think that DT,
I gotta go upstairs, right?
If y'all think DT would be good for this year, you think DT would be a good guest for Invest Fest?
I'm going with whatever Troy mom and dad say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why.
And then when I come in, why did you agree? I'm so sorry.
You gotta go to the crib, right? Like
DT.
I'm gonna get a call after this. I'm gonna get a call.
What about Joey? Joey Crack.
Oh. DT actually tried to tweet at him and put Joe Biden. I'm mistaken.
He tried to tweet at him?
Yeah, he tried
Adam who?
At Joe Biden.
Oh, Joe Biden?
And he put a U instead. Put Joe Biden.
Shout out to Joey Biden. He might be.
But it would be controversial. It would be.
It would be legend. I tell you what, if we have Donald Trump at InvestFest, which might happen, by the way,
perhaps
I know this is how it's going to happen. Everybody will say, well, not everybody. A lot of people will say that we sold out.
Yes.
That
they'll ask us the price.
We're a part of Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
That they hate us.
We turn our backs on the culture.
And guess what will happen when he gets on stage?
Everybody gonna rush the stage.
I've seen this happen before. That's why nothing happened last year. I don't trust the public, bro. I don't trust the public, bro. I've seen this happen before.
Well, people want to see.
If he gets on stage,
they want to see that.
20,000 people
standing
in attendance, standing, watching. It's not real. Like it's not real, bro. It's crazy.
Invoked with emotion. It invokes emotion.
But another thing that you can do to stay relevant is to this is the Drake model. Skew young and work with the next wave of talent.
Yeah, and collaborate.
And co-op that. Drake has done a tremendous job of co-opting that, right? So when he works with Little Baby, when Little Baby's on the come up, right? Or he goes to London and gets with Central C, or he goes to Jamaica and gets with Popcorn, or he rides
the kid for bats right now.
He riding Drake.
No.
Salute to Drizzy.
No, don't do
this
that.
This is a business lesson,
so
guys.
Don't say that.
This is a business lesson, guys. Salute to Drizzy. But he's found a great way of reinventing himself by finding up and coming wave makers.
It's the audio.
They're not waves yet. We went over this. It's not a wave yet. They've created a buzz. He makes it a wave. There's a difference. Like he's not. Rather than being relevant, he's staying responsive. There's a difference.
So in business, if you look for the new hot up and coming content creators, the new hot designers, the new Kanye did the same thing.
Absolutely.
They all did it.
They all did it. Just Drake.
Absolutely.
Drake's done it on a different level.
Yeah, he's done it the best.
Maybe he has a better ear for it.
He's the best A&R.
He's responsive.
He's the best A&R in music business.
What's the next sound? He's seeking it.
He's listening on YouTube. He's tapped in.
Yeah, he's everywhere with it.
So it's like even for us, like I watch Instagram, I watch content creators, I watch people that's doing their thing. I watch,
know what y'all doing.
You got to stay up to date. You can never get caught in a bubble and only
your own bubble
going on.
Your own bubble.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your own bubble.
You never get caught in a bubble. You gotta know what's going on.
It's the Truman Show. You never know what's happening out there.
Yeah. So those are two ways that you can stay in the media cycle.
I love it.
Big T at InvestFest.
TT.
Day 1 or 2?
I said day 2, 5. Day 1, it'll mess up the event. It might not be a day.
Can you imagine? They're gonna be out there. They're gonna be outside.
You're gonna have the whole movement is gonna be. They're gonna have a whole
like get out the way, man. We trying to get to the food trucks,
they're
man.
Shut down the highway.